Are you about to get a loan soon? Are you about to get a car, a house, go back to school, even get some things fixed around your house? If so, keep on watching. Let's go. Hey you all, this is Shonae's Law. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are on part 7 of our Millennial Success Bylaws series here on our channel. And this video is going to be all about how to get a loan. Now, if you've been following the series, then you know that we've been discussing how to get money, how to save money, how to get our credit scores, how to get credit. We've been talking about increasing and protecting our credit scores. And today we're going to be talking about how to get a loan. Whether this is going to be an auto loan, a school loan, maybe you're buying a house, maybe you're getting a loan just to get your kitchen or your bathroom remodeled. It doesn't matter. There's a few things that you should consider. And today we're going to discuss 5 key things to keep in mind when you're about to get a loan. All right? So number 1, decide an amount you need. Consider interest payments and percentages, and keep in mind that they're going to come along the territory with their principal payment. How much will be extra on the dollar versus how much you actually initially got the loan for? Consider that as well. So you want to be realistic. You want to be able to repay the loan in a manageable amount of time and not put yourself in debt and put any strain on yourself. So make sure that your credit is still in good standing and that you can negotiate any interest rates that may be attached to the loan if possible. All right. Number 2, research the institution. Look up the banking and lending institutions that best fit your needs. So if you go to a regular institutional bank or even a credit union, find the ones that have the qualities that you need for your type of loan. Consider that interest rate. Consider the amount of the loan. Look over the admiration table with someone there at the actual institution to know what's going to be expected of you. Be able to decide from there. You want to know the reputation of the lender. Any foul play in the news. Any white collar crimes. Are they on the run? Are they in danger of being shut down? Any bankruptcies, mergers, acquisitions, what's going on with these people? Make sure you do a strong Google search, a Bing search. You can even do a Yahoo search. Just see what's going on with these people before you start doing business with them. Make sure you're cognizant of anything that they got going on that could negatively impact the loan that you're getting. People, you don't need any problems because the people you were dealing with had some problems that they brought to you. So make sure that this place is reputable. They're in good standing, and that you're going to be okay for the life of this loan that you are borrowing from them. Make sure you know that if they have just had a merger or an acquisition, and you can see how this is going to impact the life of the loan that you have with these people. Make sure you read the customer reviews carefully as well. On all the websites, the forums, make sure that you're seeing if people are happy, if people are sad, if people had any type of negative experiences, what led up to that. Do they have any satisfied patrons? And why did they? What made the experiences really great or what made the experiences really bad? You want to keep all of that in mind as well. You also want to consider if you're going to need a co-signer for this loan. Will you be able to get it on your own merit and your own good standing? Or if you need a co-signer? You know, if you're well into your 20s and you already established the credit history, you should be fine. But if you're a little bit younger, you're 18 or 19, you're just now getting on your feet, you're just now learning about credit, you need to be cognizant of how to get a loan. And you also might want to bring a parent or another guardian or someone that you can trust who has great credit and that you can depend on to help you get the loan. And you also want to find out if it's going to be a secured or unsecured line of credit. I highly recommend it as a secured line of credit. It means it's more trustworthy and you should have less problems as opposed to just getting something that doesn't really have any safety net to it. After you've done all of that research and you figured out how much money you need, it's time for number 3. Pick an institution. Decide which one best fits your needs. Be reasonable and be realistic with the interest rates. Try to talk them down. If someone is giving you a hard time or if they feel like they can just run over you, then you might want to just get up and leave. Do not be afraid to leave. Don't feel peer pressure. Don't feel like you have to just take it because they offering it. There are plenty of places that you can research and do business with. So don't break under pressure. Make sure these people that you selected are reputable and scandal free. Make sure that there's no money laundering going on behind the scenes, any fraudulent foul play that will affect the life of the loan that you have. So you want to definitely do your strong research Make sure that they have a high customer service and satisfaction score. Make sure that they are also accredited with a Better Business Bureau. Don't get a loan from somebody who is unlisted, unreputable, and unheard of. I'm not talking about smaller banks or smaller institutions. I'm talking about people that don't even have a Wikipedia page or even listed in the yellow pages in your own city. Make sure that you are dealing with somebody that has a history of customer satisfaction. And when you pick this institution, also make sure that you are getting achievable payments and deadlines for those payments. So you should, ideally, you're going to pay a monthly balance. Make sure it's nothing more than that unless you ask for it. Some people do their mortgages bi-weekly. You can do that, but that again will be up to you, and you can bring that up to the lender. Don't ever get pressured into doing something you don't want to do. This is your loan, this is your life, this is your money. You do what is realistic for you and that you can pay back in a timely fashion. And you don't want to apply if your income is uncertain or unstable. So make sure that while you're applying for this loan that you have a decent job that can help you pay off this loan. No matter what the loan is, make sure that you have a steady source of income or multiple streams of income, which we'll talk about at a later time. Make sure you have some of that flowing into your household frequently, often, and that's not in danger so that you won't find yourself in debt. Number 4. Now that you've done your research and you've picked your institution, it's time for you to apply for the loan. So make sure that you have your credit scores ready and that you have your credit report. Make sure that you've checked them, they're up to date, they have no errors, and that all of your active accounts are showing. And make sure that you don't have any of those errors that you need to fight off. So if you find an error, never let any error on your credit report sit there. Be proactive at the companies that are showing them and fight to get them off. Don't just sit there and be passive. Also, have all necessary documentation to aid in the application process. Sometimes applying for a loan can be really lengthy. It can take a long time. So make sure that when you are ready and you've done that research, that you have all your documentation and all your necessary paperwork all in one folder and you are ready to go. This will definitely help speed up the process. You also want to read the fine print carefully. Don't just sign anything. I don't care how long it takes. If you see some terminology or some verbiage that's a little unfamiliar to you, a little uncertain, do not be afraid to pull out your phone and ask Siri, Cortana, or even Alexa. Ask somebody. Google those words. Don't sit there and sign something you're unfamiliar with. People get taken advantage of all the time for just signing on a dotted line without even really looking at it. If you got to take that application home, or even if you have a lawyer and you want somebody who has a business degree or an MBA, make sure that you let them look over the application. Make sure that it's legit. There is no catchy, tricky terminology that's going to trip you up in the long run. Take the application home if you have to. Take your time. Don't feel like you have to sign right then and there. Take it home, pray over it. Make sure that you are comfortable by stepping into this business arrangement. And after you've decided that you want to go ahead and move forward with the loan, go ahead and apply. And after you apply, just wait back patiently to hear back from the lender. If you are rejected, pick the pieces up, move on. If you're not rejected and you have gotten that loan, you can move on to number 5. Number 5, paying back the loan. Now, again, for the most part, it's going to be monthly payments. So make sure that you are paying on time. We've already talked about how to get out of debt and how to save money, how to keep your credit scores up. Again, all of this hard work that we've done, if you don't pay back on the loan, you will get back in debt. Those counts will become delinquent. They will be on your credit report. Your credit scores will go down. All that hard work that you've been building up these past 6 videos will be out the window if you do not keep the payments up on the loan that you just applied for. So pay it back on time. If hard times follow you, communicate. Communicate with that lender and do it right away. The instant you are in an accident and you're able to call if you're functioning enough, the minute something goes wrong, you lose your job, you get kicked out, whatever the case may be, communicate. Communicate to the lender. Let them know what's going on. Let them know your situation. Don't just let it fester and think, well, I'll try to get the money and I'll tell them. Every now and then you get a reputable lender that has a heart and they can lower the payments. They will combine payments together that you could be able to pay off at a later time. But don't sit on it. Speak up, be vocal. You also want to monitor all of your payments and the payment history. Make sure that all payments that you have made, whether online or in person, appear in your payment history. Make sure that they are all showing on the dates that you paid them and that your overall balance is lowering with each payment. Remember, technology is perfect, but your intentions have to be. And if necessary, you can always come back and refinance the loan. This applies more so to home loans. After you've had that loan for a certain amount of years and you're in good standing, you can always refinance the loan. If your home was purchased by a smaller bank and then that loan was later on sold to a larger bank, you can actually refinance with the bank that bought the loan out. You can refinance whenever you feel necessary. I definitely recommend researching it, seeing what works for you, and only taking the deals that go in your favor and not the people you're borrowing the money from. All right? So this is going to conclude number 7 of our Millennial Success Bylaws series. This is how to get a loan. So just keep in mind, reputable lenders, a loan amount that is reasonable, realistic, payments that you are comfortable with, and that you can make all the deadlines with. And make sure that you are keeping up with these payments and reaching out if you are having hard times and can't make the payments, okay? I'm going to see you all in part 8 really soon. We are almost done with our series. We've come such a long way. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.